So we've been talking a little bit about whether or not Republicans want to cut spending, and so you two are both Republicans. So I guess the question is, do you want to cut spending? But also, do your colleagues and where are leadership?
Well, I have introduced more targeted spending cuts than any other member of Congress. In fact, just in this Congress, I've offered right at $60 billion worth of cuts. In the last Congress, 155 billion, over 155 billion dollars worth of targeted cuts. All that's in discretionary spending. We've got to control what we call non-discretionary spending. It's the entitlement program. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the other entitlement programs are going to destroy our economy if we don't fix them so that senior citizens and people who need those programs actually have them. So, in fact, in my Patient Option Act, what I put in place in HR 2900 is a mechanism to fix Medicare. In fact, Freedom Works endorsed my Patient Option Act. It will put patients in charge of all the health care decisions, and eventually we'll get the federal government out of health care altogether. So this is the kind of policy that I've been promoting and will continue to promote as long as I'm here in Washington. Kevin Brady.
And the answer is yes. This is what Republicans came up here to do, is to shrink the size and the role of government. To sequester, those are pretty modest savings. We demanded a 500-pound government lose 10 pounds. That's all we did. And even those small savings, start at least the right direction. But Dr. Brown is right. We've got so much to do. And I think maybe the biggest savings are how we reform Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid to make them sustainable, get them back really to an area where we can afford them. That's where Republicans really move from maintaining sequester, but also really taking a look at the whole size of spending in government. That's where we think the next real significant steps are.
And let me add to that. I did not vote for the sequester. I thought it was terrible policy. I'm a U.S. Marine, and I believe in the Constitution. I believe in limited government as well as the enumerated powers. If it's not one of the 18 enumerated powers in Article 1, Section 8, I won't vote for it. And by that I mean it was intended by our founding fathers. What we should be spending money on is the strong national defense. The sequester of the $85 billion cut by the sequester, half of it comes out of the U.S. Department of Defense. Already, we've cut our military too much. We've had 4 presidents, 2 Republican as well as 2 Democrats, who have steadily degraded the capability of our military. That's where we should be spending money instead of on things such as the Department of Education. Right now, today, as an example, we're spending almost $70 billion a year on the U.S. Department of Education. The average salary of those fat cat bureaucrats in that department, never taught a child to read, most of them, is over $101,000 a year. I say let's close down the Department of Education totally. Like Ronald Reagan wanted to do that too. He said so when he was running for office. We should close down the Department of Education, keep those dollars in our states, pay our teachers more, and get the federal government out of education, get the government shackles out of education. George W. Bush said, "No child left behind." I call it left unshackled. And now we have Common Core, which is going to destroy our educational system, and it's dumbing down our kids. And let's spend money where we should, and that means on the U.S. military.
Well, so, I started off with a softball question, but I saw some people rolling their eyes when you gave your response about the Pentagon, and so I wonder, do both of you not think that there's waste at the Pentagon?
Well, absolutely there's waste there, but I'm in the U.S. military today. I'm in the Navy Reserves. I was deployed to Afghanistan last year. As far as I'm concerned, we should never gone to Afghanistan. We should never go to war unless Congress declares war, in my opinion. And there is a tremendous amount of waste in the Department of Defense. So you're absolutely correct. But just recently, I was talking to a 3-star general who was telling me that he did not have enough rounds of ammunition to just to re-qualify all of the troops he has under his command. They don't even have enough to go out and qualify on the rifle. So President Eisenhower warned us about the military-industrial complex, and we're wasting a lot of money there. We've got to change the whole budgetary process to reel in that waste. But we've got to take care of our troops. We've got to have a strong national defense. So we can do both of those, and that's what I propose.
The answer for me is yes. I think the Pentagon wastes far too much money. It's not in the troops. It's not the support of the mission or the family. It's predominantly in the way the Pentagon buys products and services. So wasteful. Those dollars, frankly, every dollar we waste either adds to the deficit, the debts of the children of our military, or frankly takes away from support for the military itself. But I think there's more we can do to shrink, I think, the waste and fraud, frankly, within the Department of Defense.
So one last question before we go. What do you see coming on the horizon now in the next year? What do you think are the big battles that are going to be important on the spending front?
Well, by December the 13th, we're supposed to see the budget from the Senate and House come together. Frankly, I don't think we will, because the Senate is insisting that we raise taxes. As far as I'm concerned, we should not raise taxes on anybody. We need to raise taxpayers by creating a stronger economy and providing jobs for American people, good, high-paying jobs. In fact, I introduced a Jobs Act that would bring over somewhere between $1 and $2 trillion in our economy and create millions of new jobs. We should be raising taxes, but the president has been insistent. Harry Reid has been insistent that we raise taxes. In fact, they want $7 tax increase for every $1 of spending cuts. That just does not work. So I don't think the Budget Committee is going to finally resolution. I don't think we will have a budget. It's my personal opinion. Mr. Brady can tell you what he thinks. Then we have, we operate with a continuing resolution that runs out on January 15th. So that's going to be another issue that we're going to face. And we're going to have another debt ceiling vote by February the 7th. So those issues are all going to be coming. And then, of course, Obamacare is, I think, the biggest issue that's going to be on the political scene for the next several years, because Obamacare is going to destroy budgets from family budgets to business budgets all the way up to the federal budget. It's going to destroy the quality of health care. It is going to be, it already is disastrous, and it's going to get worse and worse. So I think we're going to have continuing fights about Obamacare. As far as I'm concerned, we must rip Obamacare out by the Patient Action Act that I've mentioned would repeal Obamacare, and it will make health care cheaper for health insurance cheaper for everybody. It will provide access to good quality health care for all Americans. Let's go save Medicare from going broke. And it does this by opening up the marketplace. Brady?
Well, two quick thoughts. One, the good news is that the Budget Committee gridlock, sequester continues at another lower level, so spending will decrease. The bad news is that it ignores 2/3 of the federal budget. The Republicans were willing to lead on the entitlement reform. We know that's what needs to be done. We think the debt ceiling provides an opportunity to have those real budget reforms. But I guess since we've got to there, my question is, are you satisfied with the very modest savings in sequester? Do you agree that we really, if we're serious about shrinking the scope and role of government, don't we need to address, just the financial crisis in Social Security and Medicare?
Thank you both. Apologies for the sound issues. Technology is tough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.